Come on, there we go.
The best conversations happen at happy hour. Welcome to ours.
Welcome aboard.
This is the PT Pintcast. Here's your host, physical therapist, Jimmy McKay.
Thanks, voice person. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're live at APTA's CSM for 2 days. If it sounds like my voice is slowly degrading, it's because my voice is slowly degrading. Melissa's here. How's your conference? Is the nicety of we say to each other while we're in the middle of chaos and noise, but how's it going?
It's going great. I work at US Physical Therapy, so we are here meeting tons of students who we provide clinical rotations to. What's
your superhero backstory? How did you get to here in the profession? Like, what's your superhero origin story in the profession?
I'm a sports and orthopedic PT. I'm a Rock Tape alumni. I spent almost 10 years with that brand.
Good.
University faculty, and so I run education at USPH.
Do you think that's what you were going to be doing when you started?
No.
Isn't that fun though?
It is. I thought I was going to own an orthopedic clinic and, grind, and which I did, but then I turned into a faculty and then I turned into an education professional, and
it's not one lane.
It is not one lane.
It's a lot of paths.
Yeah.
All right. So before we started, I said, hey, what are we going to be talking about? You said the word spicy, like spicy takes, and I like spicy takes. So what's a spicy take or two that you've got? Things that shouldn't be and they should be this way.
Yeah. So I'm launching a book in May, and one of the primary things we're talking about is footwear and what shoes we should be wearing and what shoes we perhaps should be avoiding.
Okay.
And how our foot health and completely impacts our overall health.
Ooh, I feel like if you're going to own a term, foot health would be pretty good.
Yeah.
So how do you look at it? How should people be looking at it from your point of view?
So 1 in 3 adults in America has foot pain. Over 60% of adults are wearing the wrong sized shoe.
Wrong size?
Wrong size.
Is that our fault? Because you know what? I was in a store the other day and I'm looking for the little shoe sizey thing, and it wasn't there. It wasn't even there anymore.
You know what those things are called?
No.
That's a Brannock device. It's its 100th anniversary. It has not been changed since it was innovated. Yep. It's
so
American made.
And I remember kids. Somebody at the shoe store used to do it for you, whether they knew how to do it right or not. And then I remember, like, as I aged, like, they were just, oh yeah, it's over there in the corner, and now it's not even really there. Why are we wearing the wrong shoe size? I mean, I just named like 9 possible points of failure in the proper size, but why aren't we? And what does that do?
Yeah. So if you're not wearing the right size of shoe, generally speaking, it's creating orthopedic problems and biomechanical propulsion problems. So if you've got corns, calluses, bunions, heel pain, Achilles pain, I could go on. A lot of times it's related to wearing the wrong size length of shoe. Beyond
size, I'm going to take a wild guess and say type.
Yep.
Probably is also a thing.
Yes.
How are we doing it? I back in the day before PT, I would choose my shoes very scientifically. Color.
Oh, yes.
Texture. If it was in my brand, if I had running shirts or shorts that match that.
Right.
Probably not the best way to do it. What is a simple approach? You've got a book coming out. We'll have to get deeper into that. But the 15-second, rapid fire view. Why are we doing it wrong, and how do we do it better?
The reason we're doing it wrong is the marketing budgets of shoes that are not shaped like feet are much greater than the marketing budgets of shoes that are shaped like feet. So there's your spicy hot take number 1.
Yeah, buy based on the foot, not the fashion.
Yes. So my non-negotiable.
Okay.
Foot-shaped shoe.
Meaning what?
Meaning it should not be tapered.
Yeah.
That's a big place to start.
I forget who it was, but had some great photos on Instagram of like the toe box cut out.
Oh, there's a Vans image like that. But that's
there.
A great X-ray picture right there. That is from Ultra Running.
So you're looking at one on my left. Sorry, yeah, my left, your left there, saying that looks like it's a little like my shoe. My feet are kind of cramped in there versus the one on the right, which looks like there's a little more space for those little toesies in there to spread out.
Space for toes. So space for toes allows us to splay the toes, which improves our biomechanics. It reduces pressure on things like the nerves that run in between those metatarsals, allows your muscles in between the bones to have better function. They can hypertrophy over time, get bigger. Your interossei is a big player there. And babies aren't born with bunions. And so another unpopular opinion, hot take that I'll be sharing with everyone today, where do you think bunions come from?
Shoes? Yeah.
One of the contributors.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, We look at somebody had taught this, mentioned this in PT school. But we look at like foot binding practices. Like those are ridiculous. I can't believe people did that while we're sitting there in shoes that are maybe not as extreme as binding, but kind of doing the same thing over time and over a longer period of time.
Right.
And we voluntarily do that. I wore tuxedo shoes yesterday because I thought it'd be funny to wear a
You
tuxedo.
looked sharp yesterday,
And those
Jimmy.
shoes did not do a whole lot for my feet and my calves and my back, and I'm feeling that today.
Yes.
And
Yeah, the dogs are barking.
dogs are barking. And I will say these are sneaker bottoms. So they do look like dress shoes from the top, but on the bottom and on the inside, they are pretty nice.
We could maybe do a shoe reveal while we're chatting today.
What is a shoe
if you're
reveal?
so inclined. Well,
pop it off?
I would have you pop that shoe off, and
Yeah,
we could
let's
decide
do
if it's shaped like a foot.
Let's do it. So what am I looking at? Where do you begin your
The
foot?
journey. Well, let's take the shoe off to start with.
Got it. There
Yep.
it is.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. And so when we look at this, that's a tapered toe box.
Yep.
Whether or not it has the heart of a running shoe, as these are typically billed to be.
Right.
If we look at that toe box, that is a narrow toe box. Okay. So
'Cause that's based out of fashion.
right.
And
It's very fashionable.
what is normal?
Right. Hang on to that thing.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to take my shoe off. See how my single leg balance is. Thanks, Jimmy. All right. So this shoe is shaped like a foot, right?
Yeah.
So see how my toe box is a little bit wider. Yours is more tapered.
And yours. Oh, I thought those Mickey Mouse for a second there on the bottom. Keep going.
Yeah, this is a Vivo barefoot shoe. It's one of their sneakers. So when we look at it from the top as well, you can see that would allow my toes to splay.
It's not drastic though. It's not like someone's going to look at you and be like, "Oh, those are clown shoes." Like I wouldn't have noticed. Even when you said that, I didn't notice that yours were
Right.
that much wider.
Yeah. So the innovations have gotten a lot better as wide toe box shoes have gotten more common.
They don't have to look as extreme.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Because
And-
getting people to completely abandon their footwear probably not going to happen. But asking them or giving them better options to choose between
Yes.
is probably a better option.
Yep. And there's a concept we talk about, which is called the 24-hour shoe clock. So
Okay.
you have 24 hours in a day, and we think of that as a pie chart. So you're spending some time barefoot, you're spending some time sleeping. Perhaps you're spending some time in a dress shoe. Maybe you work in a profession where you're
Yeah.
a flight attendant, or you work or you're in the military and you have to wear
A
a
certain
narrow uniform shoe. And so you can counteract that, right? So it all is not lost. Those of you who are in fashion shoes, choosing fashion shoes, or going to a wedding, going to a hot date, I'm probably not going to
it's
be.
not all or nothing.
It's not all or nothing. It's not a light switch. It's a volume dial.
Okay. So talk more about the book. First of all, I pat myself on the back when I read a book. I'm like, I don't want to brag.
Okay.
You wrote a book?
I wrote a book. Yeah.
Walk us through it. Walk us through it.
Walk us through it. So, Jimmy, the book is called Walk. I have an advanced copy of it right here.
Nice.
She's a pretty gal. I wrote it with Dr. Courtney Conley, who's a chiropractor, foot and gait expert. Her brand is called Gait Happens. Gait
Nice.
Happens. She's also a Rock Tape alumni.
Good.
So shout out to all those Rock Tape alumni who hopefully will catch up with this. Shantae, Mike
Shantae.
Stella, Joe Lavaca, Megan Helwig, all of our homies.
Mike Stella was Rock Tape? I didn't know
Heck yeah.
that. Follow him like crazy on
Steve
Instagram.
Capo, Allison Evans, like the core. Oh, I love those people. They're my family.
So start with this. Why writing a book? I've never done it, but again, can't be easy. You're
No.
going to put blood, sweat, and tears into it. What was the we're going to plant our flag here, and then what does someone become when they're done reading?
Yes. So we planted our flag at Mike Stella's wedding.
Nice.
Courtney came up to me and said, "Hey, I need your help with a project this year." I said, "Great. What do you need from me?" Because I, at the time, was doing consulting work for her brand. And I was assuming what she needed from me was to help operationalize it, sell it, biz dev, that sort of thing. And she's like, I'm going to write a book about feet. And I said, 10 people are going to read that. How about if we write a book about walking? So there was my helpful point number one.
That is good.
And so it was really a passion project of her wanting to get her messaging out, talk about foot health, how that impacts total health, teach people about self-assessment, footwear, pain, selecting time, how many steps should you take per day. And then it really just became this immersive experience.
Yeah. Simple, not easy.
Correct.
Right. And I feel like if you had written this 10 years ago, okay. But right now there is such a great light shine on wellness, taking care of myself.
Yeah.
I need to be an active participant or, the most active participant in my care. So I've said PTs or people in health, hey, this is our moment. Like they're paying attention.
Yes.
As we know with moments, they come and go.
They do.
While we've got this, how many behaviors can we change?
Right.
Again, 10 years ago, even if it was the same book, great. I feel like this is a great time.
It's
Good
a
timing.
moment.
Yeah, it's a moment.
Yeah.
We're in our taking care of ourselves era.
We are. And we're talking about longevity. We're talking with experts like Dr. Vonda Wright, who is so big into muscle tone and bone health for women. We're talking about zone 2 loading. We're talking about power training. And all of those can be achieved with walking as the platform. And so for us, it really just became this collision of the timing of the passion project and then us taking a very operational mindset and saying, all right, well, how do we commercialize this sucker? What do you do to get a book published? There's self-published, there's big traditional publishing. You have to get an agent, just like a real estate agent, and then that agent goes and shops you out.
Wow. Who is it for? Who do you hope is holding this? And then what does that person hopefully become or feel empowered to do or be able to do when they're done?
Yes, the book is for people who walk.
Just a lot of people.
We did, really try to, as clinicians, right? I'm a physio, she's a chiropractor. We were really trying to struggle. We struggled with, individuals who don't walk. So if someone's a wheelchair user or those sorts of things. And unfortunately, this book can only be so long, right? So there are all sorts of wonderful continuous mobility that individuals who don't walk are able to engage in. Unfortunately, we weren't really able to address that in this project. But so this is anybody who, you could have a prosthetic, you could be walking with an assistive device, you could be returning from an injury, you could have an amputation, whatever. The ideal reader is someone who is interested in today's wellness and tomorrow's longevity and wants a incredibly low cost, immediately accessible thing they can play with. And the great part of the book is it really just has it has all these little snacks in it. The 5-minute micro walk, how to swap an activity and do a walk, maybe how to do a walk and talk meeting, strategies you can use, all sorts of assessments. How's your big toe mobility? How's your ankle mobility? How's your foot awareness? It feels like a salad bar. To me, it feels like there's a little something for everyone. And you can pick and choose the elements that really need to be improved for you to become someone who has walking as a part of your day.
Yeah. Where are you with the 10,000 steps? I think I saw something online that you had said where, hey, what is your spicy take? Agree, disagree, somewhere in the middle?
10,000 steps is a marketing hangover from the 1960s. It was never science-backed. And so it is a myth we're trying to bust with our platform.
Because what? We don't need that much?
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah,
so, hey, don't feel shamed if you're not. Because, 2,000 is better than 1,000 and 6,000 is good.
Yeah, so there's a rate of diminishing returns. The top end is around 8,500. If you're under 60 years old, there's some really big randomized controlled systematic reviews with hundreds of thousands of patients in them. So 8,500 if you're under 60, 7,500 if you're over 60. If you're someone who's looking for benefits related to depression symptoms, 5,500. Lifetime risk of developing depression, 7,500. And there's really great data on dementia, where if you're at 3,800, you reduce your risk of dementia by about 20%. If you hit 9,800, which is high and close to 10K, that has almost a 50% reduction in lifetime dementia risk. There's also some really great data on cancer. There's great data on sleep, and a ton related to mental and cognitive clarity and cognitive performance.
Love it. All right. So the date on the book and then where they can get it. I want to make sure we close the loop.
Yes, absolutely. Let's close the loop. So this is available for pre-sale right now on Amazon and anywhere else you buy your books, Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. It publishes on Cinco de Mayo this year, 5/5/2026.
Read the book, then have the margaritas, because I don't know how much walking you want to do after.
Yes, that could be unsafe.
It might be a little bit.
Big advocates of sober walking.
Sober walking. All right, the last thing we do on the show is called the parting shot.
This is the parting shot. One last mic drop moment. No pressure, just your legacy on the line.
Parting shot is just your chance to like burn something into someone's brain. What's the last thing you'd want to leave with the audience? Because we know the last thing we're usually taught is the thing that sort of sticks. So what's the last thing?
Everybody knows 10,000 steps is a myth. So I'm not going to spend my parting shot on that, though. I just kind of snuck it in there. Pick the right shoes. That's all I'm asking you for. If you have a foot-shaped shoe, if you're recommending a foot-shaped shoe to your patients, if you're staying away from a tapered toe box, you improve that foot health, the ability for the muscles to do their job, and your propulsion dramatically. So my advice to everyone listening, please stay away from the tapered toe box, no matter how pretty you think they are. They are not good for your overall health.
Well, when you say get a foot-shaped shoe, it sounds so obvious when you say it. Of course we would. All right. Appreciate the time. Thanks so much, Melissa.